If I may, I would like to suggest something. We've been talking about meditation, love, thought, and other things. But it seems to me that we're not talking about our daily life. Our relationship with others, our relationship to the world, our relationship to the whole of humanity. And we seem to be wandering away from the central issue all the time, which is our daily life. The way we live. And if you're at all aware of our daily turmoil, daily anxieties, daily insecurity, daily depressions, the constant demand of our daily existence, shouldn't we, I'm just asking, be concerned with that this morning and tomorrow morning? And not go off into all kinds of vague, idealistic, theoretical pursuits. Could we? I'm just asking, perhaps you would not like that. I'm just asking whether we could not, this morning, talk over together as friends about our daily life. What we do, what we eat, what our relationships are, why we get so bored with our existence, why our minds are so mechanical and so on, our daily existence. Could we talk about that and restrict ourselves to that only? What is our daily life? If you are aware of it, not escape into some fantasies, cut all that out. What is our daily life? Getting up, exercise if you're inclined, eating, going off to the office or the factory or some business or other, and our ambitions, fulfillments, relationship with another, intimate or not intimate, sexual or not sexual, and so on. What is our central issue of our life? Is it money? Central issue. Not the peripheral issue, not the superficial issues, but the deep demand. Please look at it yourself. What is it we demand, we ask? Is it we want money? Don't say no. We need money. Is money the central issue? Or to have a position? You understand? To be secure financially, psychologically, to be completely certain, unconfused. What is the main urge, demand, desire of our life? I wish you could. Would you say that to the man who is turning the screw day after day, day after day, day after day, on a moving belt, joy of work, or a man that has to go to the office every morning, be told what to do, typing, every day of one's life? You do. Please face it. That's what we are asking. Is it money? Is it security? Is it lack of work and having work? Then the routine of work, the boredom of it, and the escape from it through entertainment, nightclubs, jazz. You follow anything away from our central existence. Because the world, I'm not preaching, you must know all this. The world is in a horrible condition. So, as a fairly intelligent, serious human beings, what is our relationship to all that? The moral deterioration, the intellectual dishonesty, the class prejudices and so on. You know all this. The mess that the politicians are making, the endless preparation for war. What's our relationship to all that? Please, let's have a dialogue about it, conversation. See, when we come to that point, we're all silent. We're all tired. We're all part of it. I quite agree. Do we know we are part of it? Aware of it? That our daily life, you understand, daily life contributes to all this. And if it does, what shall we do? Take drugs? Get drunk? Join some community? Go off to a monastery? Or put on yellow, purple, bright colors? Would that solve all this? So please, I would like to discuss, what shall we do? What is our daily life? Of which the society is made, the politicians are thoughtlessly using us for their own power, for their own position. Being aware of all this, what is our relationship to that? And what is our life, which obviously is contributing to that? Am I saying something extravagant? We like to change it, but we don't know how. What is the it? The way we are living now, we don't know how to change it. Therefore, we accept it. Why is it that we can't change it? Are you waiting for some miracle to happen? Are we waiting some authority to tell us what to do? The priest, the guru, the whole racket of that? Or go back to the Bible? People doing it. The great so-called intellectuals having written something anti or pro-communism, totalitarianism, are going back to God. You follow? Because they can't find an answer to all this. And they think through tradition, it'll all be solved. You know all this. Now, why can't we, in our daily life, change what we're doing? That's why, let's come back. What is our daily life? Please investigate with this conversation. I'm not the only speaker. Yes, but so I'm going back, madam. I'm asking, if we are part of this society, and this society is becoming more and more horrible, more and more intolerable, ugly, destructive, degenerating, and as a human being, is one also deteriorating? You follow? And if that is so, and if that is contributing to the monstrous society in which we live, why can't we change that central activity, egotistic activity, right? Why can't we? If you loved your children, love them, you say, not just bored, they're bored, they're sent off to school, they must be conditioned this way, they must pass it. If you really love them, what shall we do? Apparently it's not a problem to you. You talk about it, but it isn't a biting, demanding, urgent problem. Do you and we together realize, in the sense realize, as you realize pain, you understand? As you realize a toothache, do we realize it, that we are contributing to it? Right? We human beings have created this society. Not gods, not angels, nobody, but human beings have created this terrible, violent, destructive society. And we are part of that. When we say we are part of it, what do we mean by that word part? You understand my question? Just begin slowly, please. What do I mean when I say I'm part of that? We can't work together. That's a fact. We can't think together. We don't seem to be able to do anything together. Unless we are forced, unless there's a tremendous crisis like war, then we all come together. If there's an earthquake, we all are involved in it. But remove the earthquakes, the great crisis is war, we are back into our separate little cells fighting each other. Right? This is obvious. I saw a woman some years ago who was English, aristocratic and all the rest of it. During the war, they all lived in the underground, the tube. And she said it was monks. We were all together, we supported each other. When the war is over, she went back to her castle and back finished. Can we just look at this for a minute? When we say we are part of that, is it an idea or an actuality? Idea, I mean by that, a concept, a picture, a conclusion. Or is it a fact, like having a toothache is a fact, right? Is it a fact to us?
Yes.
That I am part of this society?
I am that society.
Or I am that society? Then, what is happening out there to which I am contributing? Am I seeking my own security, my own experiences, involved in my own problems, concerned with my own ambitions, right? So each one is striving for himself, right? As society exists now. And probably that has been the historical process right from the beginning. Each one struggling for himself. Therefore, each one opposed to another. Now, do we realize that? We are talking about our daily life. And our daily life, apparently, all is not only part of this society, but also we are encouraging this society by our activities. Right? Do we know this? Do we see, yes, but so it is so. Then, what shall I do as a human being, living part of being of this society? What shall I do? What's my responsibility? Take drugs? Grow beard? Run off? What is my responsibility? Yours. You don't answer.
Do something about it.
Huh?
Do something about it.
What? First, sir,
First to see. I see.
I can only do something about it when I am clear in myself.
Yeah.
Right? So, how does a mind which is confused, as most people's are, how is that confusion to be wiped away so that there is clarity? Right? If there is clarity, from there I can act. Right? Is that clear? Now, how am I, a human being, to have clarity about politics, about work, about my relationship with my wife, husband, girl, all the rest of it, relationship to the world? How am I to be clear when I'm so confused? Right? The gurus say one thing, the priests say something else, the economists say something else, the philosophers say something else. You follow? The analysts say something else, primordial, pain or whatever it is. So they're all shouting, writing, explaining. And I'm caught in that, and I get more and more confused. I don't know whom to take to be clear who is right, who is wrong. Right? That's our position, isn't it? No?
Yes.
So I say to myself, I am confused. Out with all these people. Why are you, as a human being, confused?
Because I accept.
You look into yourself, madam. Don't say I'll just throw out some word. Why am I confused? What is confusion? Let's begin with that. What is confusion? You see, confusion arises when there's contradiction. Not only out there, right, in the world, but also in me. The world is me, therefore there is in me contradiction. Now, please go slowly. What do I mean? What do we mean by contradiction? Why am I confused? You say because there is contradiction. I say, what do you mean by that word contradiction? To contradict, to say something opposite. Right? That is, I say something and do the opposite. Right? I think something and act contrary to what I think. That's one part of contradiction. I imitate because I'm not sure about myself. There is a contradiction. I follow because I'm uncertain. I conform both psychologically and environmentally because that has been my condition. So I realize contradiction means conformity, imitation, saying one thing and doing another, thinking one thing and quite the opposite. I believe in God and I chop off everybody's head. Right? So this is what we mean by contradiction. Contradire. To say something opposite to what is. Now, are we aware of this? Let us start from, are we aware of this? In ourselves, we are contradicting all the time. Now, but if you are aware of it, then what shall we do? You understand my question? I am aware that I'm contradicting. Say one thing on the platform, go home and do quite the opposite. Personally, I don't. If I did, I would never appear on platform. So I go do something quite different. And I see, why am I doing this? You understand? I say one thing and do quite the opposite. Why? No, don't find out, madam. Go into yourself, find out. Is it I say one thing because to please you? To make myself popular? To have a reputation of having immense knowledge? And go home, do everything contrary to that. Because I want to impress you. I want to show I'm much bigger than you. I know much more than you. I said, why am I contradicting myself in my life? One thing, another. And so I say, when I ask the question, why, my desire is to find a cause. Right? Please listen for a few minutes. I discover the cause through analysis. And will that discovery of the cause finish the contradiction? You understand my question? I have discovered the cause. Why I contradict? Because I'm frightened. Because I want to be popular. Because I want to be well regarded. I want the public approval. And inwardly, I do something else. The cause is, perhaps, that in myself, I am uncertain. I depend on you or something else. So in myself, I am absolutely uncertain. So I say one thing and contradict myself, right? Take it for a minute, madam, step by step. God's sake, you people are all... So I discover the cause, and the cause is not going to finish the contradiction. Would you follow something? The cause and the effect are never the same, because the cause becomes the effect, and the effect becomes the cause. It's a chain. I wonder if you see that. So I find it is futile to find the cause. The fact is, I am uncertain. And therefore, there is a contradiction. Wanting to be certain. Inwardly, I am uncertain and wanting to be certain, which is a contradiction. So, why am I uncertain? Uncertain about what? When we ask the question why, we generally inquire into the cause. And I explain the cause and the effect are never the same. Because the cause brings an effect brings about an effect, and the effect becomes the cause. So that chain is, to inquire into that chain is useless. But when we use the word why, I am using it in a special way, which is I'm inquiring, not seeking a cause. Right? See the difference, please, it will be good enough. If you don't like the word why, let's say, how has this happened? Uncertain. What am I uncertain about? Are we certain in our relationship with each other? Certain my relationship, in one's relationship to one's husband, wife, girl, our relationship with each other creates the society. No? Of course, obvious. If I'm against you, then I create a society which is divisive. It's so obvious, this we don't. So are we? What is our relationship with each other? You and the speaker, let's take that. Very simple. Or what is your relationship with your neighbor, with your wife, or with your husband, or with your girl, and so on? What's your relationship? I presume you all have a husband and a wife, haven't you? Or a girl and a boy? Huh? So please answer this. What is your relationship with another? When you look at one's relationship with another, is there any quality of certainty in it? Therefore, in that there is no certainty, is there? They might think at the beginning of that relationship there is certainty, but gradually that certainty peters out. So in relationship there is no certainty. Why? Not the cause. I'm asking the why in the sense, how does this come about? Why is there uncertainty in our relationships? You don't pursue that, please. Stick to that one thing and work it out. Lack of communication, which is daily fact. And how is it that this comes about? You understand? That's the next question. Is it because each one is concerned about himself? Why is each one concerned about himself? What is the importance of being concerned about oneself? Is it because we are conditioned that way? We are educated that way? Our whole environmental, social pressure is that way? You understand? So, then, can one break away from that? Break away from this self-centered relationship? You follow? Can one end this self-centered relationship? Now, how is that to be done? Right? Now, let's stick to that. That's our daily life. Therefore, why is one human being so terribly self-concerned? What is it? His nature? Is it his biological necessity? Because when one is primitive, one has to look after oneself, or one has to look after the few. And that from that, one may be so conditioned one is carrying on, right? Can that condition be broken, finished? In our relationship, each one is concerned with himself. And this conditioning, can that be broken down? Change. No, madam, not understanding. All right, by understanding. What do you mean by understanding? I can't see the whole Bible because my mind is conditioned that just an idea. You're off on your own, you see. So I am conditioned because I've been brought up that, right? My parents, my society, my gods, my priests, all have said, you first. Your success, your business, your happiness, your salvation, you. Now, can that condition be broken? Change. Just let go. I want to go into it. Please follow this step by step. Will you do it as I'm talking? How do I know that I'm conditioned? Is it that I am accepting the world and then imagining I'm conditioning? You follow what I'm saying? Or is it a fact? Is it an idea or is it a fact? You follow? This is so. You understand? I think I'm conditioned. I think. But I don't think I have pain when somebody hits me. See the difference? So when somebody hits me and there is pain, I don't think there is pain. There is pain. Do I similarly see that I am conditioned? Please, first listen to this? Or do I think I'm conditioned? The thinking I'm conditioned is not a fact, but the conditioning is a fact. So I'm only dealing with fact, not with the idea. The fact is I'm conditioned. Now, so go slow. How, in what manner do I look at the fact? That's very important, right? You following this? In what manner do I observe the fact? In observing the fact, do I say, I must get rid of it? Or do I say, I must conquer it? I must suppress it and so on. In what manner do I look at the fact? You understood? How do you look at it? Is the fact, please follow me, is the fact different from me who's observing the fact? The fact is I'm conditioned. And I'm saying, how do I look at the fact? In what manner do I look at it? Do I look at it, the fact, as something different from me, or that conditioning is me? Please go slowly. How do you look at it? Do you look at it as though you are separate from the fact, or you will say, yes, that fact is me? So is your condition different from you? Now you're getting it. So you are now observing the fact as though it was you. You are the fact. Now wait a minute. So what happens? That is, anger is you. You are not different from the anger. Wait. When you are angry, you are there. Then thought comes along, says, I have been angry. So thought separates anger from you. You understand? So similarly, you are conditioned, and the condition is you. And wait, what can you do if it is you? The speaker's skin is little brown, right? That's brown. But when he says, I must change it to something else because white people are better, then I'm in conflict. But when I say yes, which is so, what has happened to my mind? Inquire what is happening to the mind that has said before, anger is different from me, but now the mind says, that's silly, anger is me. Now, similarly, the mind has said, conditioning is different from me, and realizes the conditioning is me, right? Yes. So what has happened to the mind? The mind now is not in contradiction, right? That's all I'm saying. It is no longer saying, I must do something about it. Get it? So the mind now is free from the idea, from the concept, from the condition that I must act upon it. So the mind is now free to look. Are you following this? Just to look. What is that? The mind says, I am conditioned. Not the mind is conditioned, but the whole thing is conditioned. So it says, now observe that condition. What takes place when you observe? There is no observer, because the observer is different from the thing observed. There is only observation. Are you following this? No, not verbal, actually. Then what takes place when you observe? Observe purely, not say, give it a distortion. Distortion takes place when you say, I must change it, or I must suppress it, I must go beyond it. All that has ended, because you are merely observing the fact that the mind is conditioned. There is pure observation, right? There is no effort made. Then what takes place? The thing that is observed purely undergoes a change. Do you follow this?
Yes.
You won't. Unless you do it, you won't. Unless you apply, do it, you will say, I don't see it. Under a microscope, you can watch the cell. If you watch it carefully, without saying it is a cell, it must not be this, it's that, you see then the cell undergoing change. But if you come to it with an idea, the thing is not moving. You understand? The moment you come to it fresh and looking through the microscope, the cell is itself moving. So the conditioning is changing. You get it? If you observe purely. Now, to come back, one observes one's relationship, which is in daily life. To observe it purely. Can you observe your relationship with your wife, husband, whatever the case, without the image, without the idea that it's my husband, my wife, and all the rest of it, without the remembrance of sex, all the rest of that, just to observe your relationship with another. Will you do it? Or your attraction to the other is so strong that it is impossible to look. I see what's happening here. Holding hands, hugging each other, all that's going on. So those people cannot obviously observe. So if you observe very closely, without the observer who is thinker, all the rest of it, the thing itself changes. My relationship with you or with another, husband, wife, or if I observe it quietly, without any pressure, direction, the thing itself changes. And out of that, love is. You understand? Love is not product of thought. I'm going to watch my relationship with my wife or husband. The fact is, we are separate. He's ambitious, I'm ambitious. He wants this, he's not want to separate. I'm watching this separation. I don't want to change it. I don't want to modify it. I don't want to push it aside because I don't know what's going to happen. So I observe. There is not I observe, there is observation, right? So there is a way of living in which there is no confusion. When the mind is able to observe without direction, without motive, which is the movement of thought, just to observe. Observe the roof, the tent, the height, just to observe it. The color of your dress. Not say, I like it, I don't like it, I wish I had it. Just to observe. In the same way, if you can observe your whole psychological movement, then the thing itself changes radically. You don't have to practice anything. Gurus throw all that aside.